Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're Mackie and Amanda. I'm Mackie.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Sheena.
and we're the Spooky Boos.
We're super excited, you guys. We read the comments. We see you guys asking for Sheena to come back. And we thought it'd be a really cool idea to answer some really common questions that you guys have, or questions that you don't have that we just want to volunteer our answers to.
Sure.
And something like this.
Yeah, it's really dead.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Starting early.
Welcome to the house.
We are in the Newland house.
Yeah.
Exactly. Our special place, our clubhouse.
I feel like the more we come here, the more they
stuff
recognize
happens.
us,
Yes.
and like the more activity there is.
I totally agree.
And it's like never malicious. It's just like
No.
we can hear the orbs. Like we had 3 or 4 orbs so clear in our live today. Just crazy. Anyways.
Insane.
There's like a foot sound, it sounds like.
Yeah, that
Happening like,
does.
right over there, right up there.
But definitely listen for little boys talking. Like whispering. We always hear that. And there was the Newland boys.
Yeah,
Mumbling man.
The mumbling man.
Just wanders around to himself.
Like a deep voice.
Yeah.
And the freaking footsteps and the shuffling
knocks.
and
Yeah.
Bangs.
so like listen for that, but we're gonna be talking, so good luck.
Alright, well,
Wait, I'm so sorry. Footsteps. I can literally hear, like I could feel, it's an old house, so when someone's walking a lot or a little bit heavier, you can almost feel the house shake, you know?
Yeah.
You can feel, I can feel it in my feet. I don't know if you
and
guys
when you
can.
said that, it looked like, see it, that little like, I don't know if it's a picture or a mirror on the wall right there. Like when you said that, it looked like it like vibrated, like as if someone walked on the floor and it shook.
When we did the live tonight,
My phone's right here.
there was something crawling up in the mirror reflection, just then along the ceiling, like a weird black energy that was just like all across the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of just saw it go boom through the dining room.
As you said that, I just felt such like a feeling in my stomach, almost like something's wrapping around and like the corset, you know, like squeezing my. Okay, just start us off.
Okay. Alright, we'll start with something easy. What age did you start seeing ghosts?
Me? I was 5. I was in Washington, D.C. at the Lincoln Memorial, and I saw Abraham Lincoln standing next to the memorial. And so I thought it was like an Abraham Lincoln reenactor.
Yeah.
And my parents had just got me this little black and white camera, and it was really old because it was the 70s. It was the kind that you had to take the picture and then you had to crank it to the next image. So I took a whole roll of film of nothing but that because I loved Abraham Lincoln so much, and I begged my parents to take me there. And then when I waited for my little pictures to come back, and when they came back, they were all perfectly clear of the monument, and there was no Abraham Lincoln. So then a couple times, and I used to talk about this, but now I kind of don't because people think I'm crazy. Before I admitted to being a medium, I used to tell this story. I used to saw him a couple times in my living room.
Wow, he came back.
And he would tell me how sad he was. And then I think I was in college when they found those memoirs of his that talked about how he had melancholia, depression, but I didn't know that when I was a kid, obviously. He used to come, my parents have this, I still have it in my house now. It's a chair, kind of like a padded chair with a super high back, like a really popular in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And he used to sit in that chair and tell me how sad he was.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, and I had been obsessed with him from the time I was born, of going everywhere he was and seeing everything he did. So I just thought that it was my wishful thinking. I used to call him my imaginary friend.
Yeah.
But now that I know that I'm a medium,
you know better.
I know better, yeah.
That's
crazy.
For me, I literally don't remember a time that I didn't see things.
Yes.
Okay.
Like before I could speak, I was literally, I have a pen in my hand, I was literally drawing them. And then when I ended up talking, I started describing the things that I was seeing. And like unfortunately for a long time it was very negative. And then when we moved out of the house because of it when I was 12, all of a sudden I stopped seeing that one thing and I started seeing other things, like people, you know?
Sure.
And I didn't realize that was the thing, like, because I had dealt with the bad for so long. So for a long time, like I've always seen things, I guess, in my answer, but it wasn't always good things.
What did you think they were when you were that little?
I knew it was, this is like, so how you were always obsessed with Abraham Lincoln. My parents, like, they were Christian, but they didn't like go to church a lot. Like, you know what I mean? They weren't really practicing or talking about it. We didn't have TV at the time. Like they didn't practice. And I was obsessed with like the Bible and like God.
Oh,
and,
interesting.
Religion.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom used to joke like, and this is as I got a little bit older, even, and I could barely read, you know, but she used to say a lot of girls my age are playing with Barbies and she's reading the Bible. Like, when she, you know, opened my door and I'm like highlighting passages and just trying to understand. So I knew it was something bad. We ended up calling the Catholic Church because we thought that they were the only ones who performed home blessings and exorcisms and stuff. Like, they had nothing to go off of except movies. So,
Right.
that's who we called, and they told us it was a bad thing. So, like, I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Like, the way it made me feel, like, I just always knew it was bad and something else.
Yeah. I was 9 when we moved into that hideous haunted house.
Yeah.
That was like the Conjuring or Amityville house. And yeah, you didn't tell anybody because who would you tell? Yeah, there was no chance we were calling a priest. I don't think it ever would have occurred to my mom to do so. She just fought with it, like yelled at it, told it to go away, and it just got worse because we now know negative spirits love attention. So the more you pick at them, the more they're like, woohoo, it's my favorite day. Someone's paying attention to me.
Oof.
So some scary things happened to her in that house because I think she was the one always attacking it.
I was probably 3. I'm like terrible with ages, but it was either 3 or 4 when I'd wake up in the middle of the night and just be like terrified in my room and see a shadow in the corner, and it's like what
Was it
I
happening?
don't think so.
Just the man in the corner.
Yeah, and that was when I was like really little. It's like almost like one of like my earliest memories in a way.
Wow, yeah.
But that's
So you were young.
That's it.
Did he have a hat on?
I don't think so.
My mom had a hat man that followed her as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
All I remember is like I was pretty much like too scared to like look over there, and like instantly I'd run out into my parents' room.
It's like that fear that you just know.
Yeah, like before I even opened my eyes, like I could be laying there and it would just feel like the energy completely changed, and I would just be like frozen.
Yeah,
And then I'd run out. Into
That's
my parents'
usually
room.
an interdimensional sighting, I think, more than a spirit.
Really?
When it moves you that much, it's more a sentient being than it's a spirit.
Like as an alien?
Or an interdimensional hat man.
Stop saying that!
Oh, is that your freak out thing, aliens?
Stop!
Then I won't tell that.
Ooh, you're scaring her.
The thing about my mom's hat man story was that it was like she was in her senior year. She did my radio show, and it was really hard to get her to do my shows because she was so shy.
Did
But
you see that light flash right there?
No.
Okay.
She agreed to do my show, and then she just started telling me the story of these things that happened to her as a kid. She didn't know what hat man was. She thought it was just a weird thing, and I'm like, oh, that's hat man.
No. Great answers.
Good answer. Good Family Feud. Good. Hit us up. Yeah, good answer.
Most famous dead person you've met.
Yeah, I guess Abraham Lincoln for me. Doesn't get much more famous than that.
I've met a couple. Hugh Hefner.
Oh,
That's a good
he was
story.
recruiting
I didn't even
from the grave.
I wish.
Damn.
And Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, but
interesting.
separately.
Oh, I did see Marilyn Monroe at the Roosevelt one.
I was
Marilyn
hoping you
Monroe.
would say me.
Yeah, I did. I forgot about that. See, I don't care if you're famous or not, Ghost. I love you all.
Just tell the Marilyn Monroe one, because when you told me it like 2.5 years ago, like that's still one of the things that sticks out to me most.
It was like really insane. It was the same day that I met Hugh Hefner, actually, and I didn't know that Hugh Hefner was dead when I met him.
Oh.
So I know that's another just fun fact.
When you and Brendan were ring shopping in LA. Well done.
But Marilyn Monroe appeared in the car, literally drove us to her house. Like, we looked up her address, and it was down this super skinny road, I kind of remember, and I remember there's so many cameras, us pulling in, and like it was hard to back out. It was like in the very back, kind of hidden, you know, behind very tall bushes, very private. And a woman had appeared in the back of my car, and she had brown hair, and she introduced herself. I just want to get it right, you know what I mean? How did she introduce herself?
Norma.
Oh, it was Norma Jean. That's what said the brown hair. That's her Norma Jean.
Yeah, I'm not a Marilyn expert, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did not know any of this. I didn't know how she'd passed away. There was a lot that, like, I was just uneducated.
Yeah.
And so to like have her pop up in that way with, and like I know Marilyn, the movie star with the dress coming up and the Mr. President, you know, that's the Marilyn Monroe that I had in my head. So to see this girl appear in my car with brown hair, like introduce herself as Norma Jean, and then like we went to her house where she had passed away. A lot of what she communicated to me was not even verbally, like how sometimes you'll hear them speak to you. It was more like imagery. And it was so interesting. She showed me a telephone, like not even like old telephones. Like this is how a lot of our telephones are, in, like when I was growing up. But the ones that have the little curly cue, that's like attached to the thing, but you can pick them up. Like I saw that. You know what I mean?
Watching young people describe a telephone.
I'm really trying my best. I saw that, and then I saw a little orange bottle, you know, pills. And there was a couch.
Did you see that shadow just walk
Yes,
right
I totally did. You'll literally, you'll see me
right,
look at it.
Right, literally right across the window. Block the whole thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And there was a couch.
Did you see that shadow?
Definitely male. I don't know if you feel that male energy.
And big.
Yes. So I had seen like all of these different images, and when I looked up her death, and I also, the one thing that I did know was there was a whole conspiracy surrounding how she passed. Was it by her own hands, or was it like by somebody else's? And of course I knew the whole like Mr. President, like affairs and stuff, her involvement with the Kennedys, but I did not know about her involvement with the mob.
Oh, well that was the Kennedys.
Oh, of course it was.
The Kennedys were involved with the mob. That's how that. Many people believe the mob killed her.
That's what I picked up. But I actually picked up that she had done it herself. And that she didn't have a lot of choices in her life. And she didn't have a lot, like especially at that point, a lot of control over what was going to happen to her. And she felt that she was going to be killed anyways because of how much she knew. And so she thought, if like I can take one thing into my own hands, like I want it to be my death, like if the very last thing. So that's what I felt. And then I started doing all this research, and the first or second article, like not even a ton of research, I found talked about where she was, like on this like place that I had described where she was laying, that she had a phone next to her that was off the line, so like she had talked to somebody, and that obviously it was an overdose. And so it was just like all of these, and I didn't know the Norma Jean and the brown hair, like it was so much that I was unaware of, that while I was sitting at her house and like she was sitting in my car with Brendan and I was like, this is amazing. Like that was one of, like even talking about it now, look how stupid I look.
Like, you called me like right after, and I was like, oh my god, that's the craziest story, and like,
it was so wild. So like that's like one I'll never forget.
Yeah, I told so many people. I told so many people.
And that's the thing about being a medium, right? Is that spirits will pick you out to tell their stories to. And they don't care if you're like 3, 5 years old, what you're doing at the time. If they encounter you and they sense that you're somebody who can hear their story, and they still want to be heard, they feel like they don't have a voice, they'll just start pouring their whole life out to you.
I agree. Did you hear that tap too? There's something small here with us.
Like in this area, I keep seeing something like in the reflection of that mirror where a light camera light is. I keep seeing, it looks like something keeps like going like that. I'm like, is it one of our legs? But now I'm seeing you have to lift it up so high to see it in the reflection.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like in between, but it's in between you and Sheena. It hasn't come over on my side.
That is so weird.
Just sharing. Okay.
So when I was little, and then I became an adult, I thought I only saw spirits because they were in a place where spirits were and everybody could see them. Because in that haunted house, like a lot of people live in haunted houses and see things and they're not mediums. So the first time I actually knew that I was a medium, like I wasn't on a paranormal investigation, I had a client who had recently lost her Sphinx cat.
Oh.
And I was driving, and I'd come out as a psychic, but I wasn't going to be a medium. That was my story.
You're still a closeted medium.
Only a psychic. No, I'm out now.
No,
I was a closeted medium at the time. No, I just really believed I wasn't. I'm like, I'm not going to get the messages.
Oh, wow.
It's not going to happen.
Self-doubt.
I'm driving. I look over, and leaning against the passenger door with his arms crossed and his legs crossed is the Sphinx cat. You know, I have always wanted a Sphinx cat. And he says to me, so, are you going to get a Sphinx cat?
Shut up!
And I was like, what is happening? He's like all leaning against the door, all chill. So you're going to get a Sphinx cat? Because I think you should really get one. When are you going to get one? I can help you get one. I know some. And I'm like, oh my God, that's it. That's it. Something has burst in my brain.
Like chills. Oh my God.
And I see him sometimes, Casper. I see him sometimes still.
Oh, of course, his name's Casper.
So of all the things to see the first time you actually acknowledge a spirit is talking to you, it was a Sphinx cat.
Oh, why is that giving me so many chills? Who's here with us?
Well, I don't know. He sounds creepy though.
No, he was so chill.
Not the cat.
Dude, he was like a surfer cat. He was so chill, like, hey man, you gonna get Sphinx cat?
I can help you
Now,
out.
what's your issue?
Oh, where do I start?
If you see ghosts in videos, and let me rephrase this. Say we're here tonight, we take a video, you don't see anything right here, right this second, but we go back and we're rewatching the footage and you see something right here in this very moment, but no one else sees it, but you're seeing it in the video.
Oh.
Has that happened to you?
Honestly, I stopped listening to you halfway through the second part, but yes. Like, I definitely have seen things in videos, or like a better example is would you like this pen? A better example is this one time my parents were watching a paranormal show, and they had equipment set up like the REM pod and yada yada yada, all the same stuff we do. And my parents, they always were like sitting on the couch and I'm just trying to watch it, and they're like, do you see anything? Like, is there anything in the video? Like, what do you feel? Because like they hadn't described what was the haunting in each place, you know, what are you picking up? And I would be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I see something in this corner. Actually, this is the specific one it was, because I have a bad memory and I don't remember it. I was like, I just saw something walk by the fridge, and as I said that, it was playing a video. The paper, it was like a magnet, like on the, I'm just covering your face in the video. It was like a magnet on the fridge, like holding a piece of paper. Do you know what I mean?
Was it Demon House?
What was that little girl cry? Girl crying. What was that? Cry. Cry.
That was weird.
I know, sorry, I heard somebody start talking, and so that's why I didn't answer you right away, but yes, it was Demon House, and I'm glad I shut up, because who wouldn't have heard that? Sorry, I heard them over there again.
That's so weird. Okay, go on.
Oh, that was all. Oh, well, no, I guess it wasn't. But as I like described what I was seeing,
Please tell me that's one of you guys.
I wish I could say it was.
What was that?
Described what I was seeing.
Is somebody trapped in this house like a ghost?
And then it was like
We keep hearing muffled sounds. So weird.
It's so freaking dark over there, I'm afraid.
It's
I
crazy
just keep
tonight.
seeing something like flying across the
It's
dining room.
literally crazy tonight.
I'm gonna finish this. I'll just spit it out. No one's interested anymore. This thing was on the paper, and I was like, oh my gosh, just walk by the fridge. And sure enough, the paper like lifted up.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like what they kept replaying. And I was like, oh,
That's crazy.
Look at me. That was all.
Okay. Let's see.
I see so many things not on camera that sometimes I find what is on camera to be disappointing.
Oh, that makes
I think
sense.
I see a lot more that the cameras don't catch.
That makes
I agree.
sense.
And then I'm like, when I first started watching the paranormal shows, like we all started watching them, right? They do those overnights. We'd all stay up all night long and watch them. And you could, send them what you were seeing. I was always like, why aren't they seeing the shadow person?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't they seeing this? What about this creepy hand?
Yeah.
I was amazed that nobody was seeing anything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But still in denial, I was a medium. Still in denial.
At that point, well, you just can't not believe it. People catch crazy stuff in our videos. Our
Yeah, they do.
video, did you see in the porthole? There was a man, the face.
Yes, I saw that. Yes, I saw the face in the portal.
That was all.
Most embarrassing ghost moment.
Oh God.
That could be an embarrassing time that a ghost came up on you. That could be just something, anything embarrassing having to do with a ghost.
Let's just say that ghosts don't have boundaries.
Oh. Oh, this we want to hear for sure.
This was the first thing you ever told me the day we met.
Is this a Randy
so
ghost
go
story
on.
about a Randy ghost?
A Randy ghost.
You know the term Randy? Am I that old?
What is that?
It's like a sexy ghost.
No, I wish.
Succubus.
Yeah, well, that's hardcore though.
That's not hardcore.
It's like flirty or blows in your ear.
Oh, I hate that.
That happens sometimes, yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there. People are gonna watch this video.
Say it.
People are watching right now.
Say it.
Say
Okay, stop that. This is so much worse. Spirits don't have boundaries and they might pop up on you in intimate moments.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think I love that.
That's the most tactful way I can put
Spirits and
it.
cats can't get enough of your sex. Cats are just fascinated. You don't see the cat for a week and it just shows up. Spirits are the same way.
Now you choose
Exactly.
now.
Spirits cannot get enough.
Sexy ghost time. Got
Sexy
it.
time for ghosts.
Sexy time for ghosts. Okay.
I'm like, what are you doing here? Go on, gate.
They like bathtubs too. They visit you in the bathtub a lot. They're fascinated with the bathtub. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the fact that you're immersed in water, so your spiritual conduit is like raised up to the nth power. But yeah, you can't get rid of them when you're in the bathtub.
Do you know how often? So what is, do you know how often that happens to me? And I'm like, it's constant. It's like every freaking time. Every
Really?
freaking
Do I have
time.
to bathe in holy water? Will you just go away?
Last time you showered at my house, you said that there was some like little blonde thing that walked in. You thought it was me at first.
I literally did. Yeah, I was like,
It is so creepy, like super skinny with blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Auntie. Go on, gate.
Go on, scram! Okay, what is going on above us, though?
Yeah, that's
Alright,
embarrassing.
sexy ghost time is the answer for everyone.
If I could have taken, like, you know, those take a shot or answer,
Yeah.
I would have taken a shot, but that wasn't.
Well, we
even
don't
wrong.
serve that
Oh,
here.
I would have answered. I mean, what do we have to hide from these nice people? Bring it on.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, this is a question I see asked all the freaking time. Like on every video so many times. Can you attract things from watching videos? Like our YouTube videos or paranormal videos in general? And I have an opinion on this.
So you should start us out.
Okay. I don't necessarily think that you can attract things just from watching the video, but maybe from like opening your mind to it and thinking about it and getting scared by it, that maybe you could attract it then. But I don't think anything in our videos is going to come into your house.
No.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
it's all back to like intention.
Right, and don't
Yeah.
do dumb things like, oh, I wonder what it would be like if that happened to me. I wonder if I could call a spirit into my home. Don't ask a bunch of questions like that.
Like-
Because you're basically inviting. You have to remember that spirits, you don't have to do it with your mouth. You can do it with your mind. So if you're watching these shows and the whole time you're thinking, God, I wish a demon come visit me. I wish this, spirits are like, oh, what? Okay. So you're literally ripping the veil open a little bit and wishing. And a lot of people that love these shows, right? A lot of our paranormal community, they secretly wish all this stuff would happen to them. And the truth is, when you've lived it, like we all have, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not fun.
It's, how do you say, a fucked up?
Literally. So random. Wow. Well, we went through. How'd they get in here? How'd they get in here?
Let me go peek. Someone come with me. It's dark and scary.
Yeah.
An adventure playground or something.
On that note, we hope you
Get it together.
we hope we answered some of the most asked questions.
Nice.
Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, a notification bell. I'm not 100% sure where it is. All of Sheena's information will be down below in the description, and
Other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.